Good evening, race fans, and welcome to another Tuesday night here with the ISRL League. Tonight, we are at the virtual Watkins Glen. As always, up here in the booth with you, Dennis Ansman with Extreme Racing TV. Thank you all for tuning in this evening. Before we go ahead and get down to the weather and all that other good stuff, let's go ahead real quick and get the updated championship standings here for the ISRL. Coming into Watkins Glen here, Corbin Collins is up in the top spot with 352 points. Sean Leisure is at 334 points, 18 behind Corbin. And back in third. Down a spot, Zach Lindgren with 332 points, 20 behind the leader, and 2 behind Sean. And Chase Paquette also 20 behind the leader, and 2 behind Sean with 332 points. Down in 5th spot, down 2 spots, Jared Rashawn, 325 points, 27 behind the leader, and 7 behind Chase and Zach. In 6th spot, we got Walker Thomas with 302 points, 50 behind the leader, and 23 behind Jared. Aiden Kirker, 269 points, sitting in 7th spot, 83 behind the leader, and 33 behind Walker. Joseph Costello and Jason Semedo bring up the 8th spot in points, 252 points, 100 behind the leader, and 17 behind Aiden. And rounding out the top 10, Connor Leach up 3 spots with 250 points, 102 behind the leader, and 2 behind Jason and Joseph. Back in 11th, down 3 spots from last race, Connor Trafari, 245 points, 107 behind the leader, and 5 behind Connor. Chris Lilly is in 12th, up 4 spots, 238 points, 114 behind the leader, and 7 behind Connor Trafari. Not Connor Leach, Connor Trafari. Mitch Van Oss is in 13th, up a spot, 236 points, 116 behind the leader, and 2 behind Chris. Clinton Seymour is in 14th, up 4 spots, 227 points, 125 behind the leader, and 9 behind Mitch. Chris Thornton's in 15th. He's down 4 spots with 224 points, 128 behind the leader, and 3 behind Clinton. Daryl Arnold in 16th, down a spot with 220 points, 132 behind the leader, and 4 behind Chris. Michael Dorsey's in 17th, along with Alexander Hyder. They both have 219 points, 133 behind the leader, and 1 behind Daryl. Back in 19th, we have Josh Duke with 216 points, 136 behind the leader, and 3 behind Alexander and Michael. And then rounding out the top 20 in points this evening, Tyler Kahn down 3 spots, 195 points, 157 behind the leader, and 21 behind Josh. Alright, that will take care of the championship standings here going into Watkins Glen. Let's go ahead real quick here, pull up the weather here at Watkins Glen, USA. We got a clear 79-degree day here at the virtual Watkins Glen. Track temp of 106 degrees, humidity at 12%, winds out of the west of 1-2 miles an hour, 0% fog, and no precipitation in the area, so the track will remain dry for this race. As we're getting down to the last minute here in qualifying, we are going to go ahead, step away, play the national anthem. Don't go anywhere, folks. We will be right back. Alright folks, welcome back. Qualifying is just getting underway here this evening. Nobody has laid down a lap time yet. We are still on the out laps here. Get the driver bar up for everybody so you know who we're on at the given moment. As it's going to be switching up here, what driver we're going to be focusing on here is right now we're on Jason Gallagher. Looks like he's coming to the green flag right now. And Eli Ennis here on his first lap as well in that Roblox #1 machine. Should be an interesting night here with these guys here at the road course. It's their second road course of Season 5. The first road course was at Daytona. And now here we are at, I would call, familiar ground when it comes to road courses with the NASCAR car, Xfinity cars, I should say. As we are coming down to about 2 minutes here left to go, and nobody has laid down a lap yet. As I say that, Jared Rashawn goes up to the top spot. Sean Leisure is now up into the top spot with a 1:12.842. And Caden Henry Oaks just laid down a time, put him in 6th spot with a 1:14.110. Charlie here in 8th spot with a 1:14.293. Eli Ennis is in 3rd with a 1:13.256. Connor Leach now up to the top spot with a 1:12.797. Getting those Canada roots dug in the Watkins Glen road course here this evening. Darrell got him up into the 18th spot. Well, 19th now. Michael Corbin is in 13th, 1:15.606. As we are down just about a minute here left to go in qualifying. Got Aiden Kirker up here in the 3rd spot with a 1:12.873. Looks like he's coming down for his 2nd lap here. Looks like he got a little loose there going into turn 7. Coming down the front straightaway, and he will move up into 2nd with a 1:12.801. Jason Gallagher's up to 4th with a 1:13.164. Richard Kirker here is in 20th, coming out of turn 7 for his 2nd lap. And put him in 21st spot for right now with a 1:16.817. Jake Baker here is in 17th spot. 22nd spot, I should say. Coming out of turn 7 here for his final lap. Coming out of the last 20 seconds here in qualifying. And that'll put him into 23rd, it looks like, with a 1:17.267. Lima Carlson out here with a 1:13.449 to put him in 8th spot as qualifying is wrapping up. We will go ahead and get them down to the starting grid here this evening. Starting on the pole there this evening, that 79 machine of Connor Leach with a 1:12.797. Congratulations, Connor, once again on grabbing the pole here this evening. Starting in 2nd, we got Aiden Kirker with a 1:12.801. Starting in row number 2, we have Sean Leisure in that 67 machine starting 3rd. Jason Gallagher in that 58 machine starting 4th. Back in row number 3, in that one machine, Eli Innes is rolling off 5th here this evening. And in that 6th spot, the 27 of Jared Rashawn. Back in 7th, we got Walker Thomas in the 12 machine. And 8th, we got Lima Carlson in the 01 machine representing row number 4. Back in row 5, we have Matthew Dutcher in the 5 machine starting 9th. Jason Semedo in the 43 starting 10th. Back in row 6, Chase Perquette in the 10 machine starting 11th. Brad D. Peters in the 05 rolling off 12th. Back in row 7, Caden Henry Oaks in the 41 rolling off 13th. Chris Lilly in the 53 machine rolling off 14th. Back in row number 8, in 15th spot, we got the 23 of Charlie Bear. And 16th, we got the 32 of Josh Duke. Back in row number 9, in the 26 machine, we got Michael Corbin rolling off 17th. Back in 18th, we got the 60 machine of Joseph Costello. Back in row 10, the 98 of Anthony Colatuano. In the 98, rolling off 19th. And 20th, the 91 machine of Kyle Camper. Back in row number 11, in the 45 machine, Alexander Meter rolling off 21st. In 22nd, the 93 machine of Richard Kirker. Back in row 12, the 17 of Jake Baker rolling off 23rd. And 24th, the 72 machine of James Rader. Row number 13, the 6 machine of Daryl Arnold is rolling off 25th here tonight. And the 85 of Zach Lindgren starting 26th. 27th in row 14, the 9 machine of Connor Trafari. And 28th, the 75 of Chris Thornton. In row 15, the 2 of Clinton Seymour and Paul Reckley, 29th and 30th. And then rounding out in row 16 and 31st, Cody Tabor in the 4 machine. As the pace car dives off to the safety of pit road. Waiting for Barney the flagman. And we are green flag racing here tonight at Watkins Glen. As it looks like we're all good right now. But that can change here at any given moment. As it looks like we got the 17 of Jake Baker. Go see what happened to him real quick. And it looks like just got tagged, and somebody blinked out. They were there and then they were gone. That's a bad angle. Well, now one back up to the front. That was weird, because somebody was there on him, and it just, I don't know. Very interesting. We're going to go ahead now, and we're going to get the driver bar up for everybody here, as they are on lap 2 of 32 here this evening, as Aiden Kirker is up into that top spot. In that 39 Bass Pro Shop machine Camaro. Connor's in second, Sean Leisure's third, Eli Innes fourth, and Jason Gallagher rounding out your top 5. We get back here to 16th. We got a 3-way battle here with Chase Perquette, Joseph Costello, and Michael Corbin all back here battling. This is a battle for 16th spot, 17th, and 18th respectively within where they're running at right now. Looks like they got that settled out, as Michael got a little loose there coming out of turn 7. And we're going to go ahead and let's see here what's going on back here in 9th spot with Matthew Dutcher Looks like he's got the 43 of Jason Semedo right behind him, and you've got the 01 of Lima Carlson right up in front of him. As it looks like Matthew Dutcher is going to look to make a move here going in the inner loop, but he's not going to do it there. Not this time anyway. He might do it here on the outer loop. Nope, not able to get anything there. As now they're starting to get a little spaced out there as we got Chris Lilly making a pass there for 12th spot over the 41 of Caden Henry Oaks. And James Rader back here had a moment. Let's go ahead and see what happened to James Rader. As it looks like he's going into the inner loop, and oh, got a little tag there from Jake, but just had a little off-track moment. Nothing major, just had to slow down a little bit. Go ahead and get back live now. Get up here to 8th spot. Lima Carlson. Looks like Matthew. Oh, Daryl. Daryl's back here in 31st. What happened to Daryl? Daryl made a pit stop on lap 1. Daryl, why'd you make a pit stop on lap 1, man? I think something might have happened to him to where he had to come down pit road and get new tires. Probably something we missed there on the first lap, unfortunately. As Aiden has now led his 3rd lap. Only got, well, 4th lap, I should say. Only got 28 more in the lead. And he will sweep the race here this evening. Gotta get back here to Chris Lilly as he's sitting in 12th spot. Really got no one behind him. He's got a little bit of a gap to Brad Peters in front of him. Brad Peters there in 11th spot, as we got a potential battle brewing here with the 43 and the 5 machine. Jason Semedo and Matthew Dutcher here going into the inner loop. Nothing going on right now, but it looks like Jason is trying to find some kind of way in. What happened to Matthew? I too busy looking at my timing screen, and I missed what happened to Matthew here. Coming out of the inner loop, going down to the outer loop, and he just lost it going right at the start of the outer loop, actually. And he just went ahead and towed it. Go ahead and get on. Oh, we got another driver. Got Caden. Go ahead and see what happened to Caden. Here going down into turn 7. Just got loose going in. And the 41 OnlyFans machine sitting right there at the entrance of pit road pretty much. And he's able to get it back underway. That will put him in the 23rd. Josh Duke. Oh, we got Joseph Costello. Let's see what happened to Joseph here. This is pretty much what the night's going to be, folks. Just go ahead and try to keep up on the wrecks here, as it looked like it happened in front of him. That's the 72 James Rader. No. I don't know where that happened at. Found Connor. That's 1. Huh. It's just weird how that worked out. I don't know where that started at. But we gotta get back live as Costello is coming down pit road. Got Connor on pit road as well. No surprise there. He was involved in that. Got Kyle Camper here in 16th spot. So you got Chase Paquette, Connor Trafari, and Joseph Costello all making their pit stops here on lap 6, as well as Charlie Dyer making a pit stop on lap 6. As Kyle is getting some pressure there from Alexander Meter going into the inner loop, but it looks like Kyle's going to be able to get a good run through the inner loop. Now going into the outer loop. Looks like Alexander is going to get some pressure there from the 41, the OnlyFans machine of Caden Henry Oaks. We're not going to make any, can't make anything of it right now. But here comes Alexander Meter to the inside of Kyle. No, not quite yet. Almost. Oh. We got a Kyle staying down to the inside as they're just going to go ahead and, or he's going to go ahead and let them by on the outside going down into turn 1. Probably one of the toughest braking zones here at Watkins Glen is going down into turn 1. As Costello, I think, is coming out of pit road. John Leisure. See what happened to Leisure here. The 22 of Paul Reckley's off in the grass. And looks like Leisure's doing all right here. Let's see where he got all 4 tires off the racing surface. That's why it came up like that. As Kyle's now going to lose another spot to the 75 of Chris Thornton. The no-name Chris Thornton did not rid. Therefore, it did not populate his name. And the only way to get that populated is to shut everything down and reload it, and I'm not going to go ahead and do that. We're just going to roll with the no-name Chris Thornton here this evening. Back up here in the front, Aiden Kirker. He's been leading every lap here so far. He's got about a 3.5 second lead over Leisure. Back in third, Eli Innes with about a 4 second gap to Aiden Kirker. Connor Leach is in fourth, about 4 seconds. And then rounding out the top 5, Jason Gallagher about 5 seconds behind Aiden Kirker. Get back here, 19th, Richard Kirker here in that 93 machine. Got no one in front of him, nobody behind him. He probably likes it that way. I know when it comes to road courses, I prefer nobody in front, nobody behind. He's just out here minding his business, just trying to try to get through this race and move on to the next one. As next week, they are at Kansas for the Quick Trip 150. But tonight, it's here at the virtual Watkins Glen for the Iceman Designs 125. Thank you all for tuning in. Looks like we have 5 watching currently. Thank you all for tuning in here and watching the Iceman Sim Racing League here on iRacing. Get back here to 15th with Alexander Meter. Oh, we actually got a battle going on up here with Clinton Seymour. And that's a lap car. That would be Costello. He's a lap down. He is sitting in 25th spot. Get up here to Caden and Chris Thornton and Alexander Meter here, all battling for 15, 16, 17. You know, name Chris Thornton. And it looks like they're coming up on that tube machine of Clinton Seymour. So it's about to be a four-way battle here, as the OnlyFans machine got loose coming out of turn 7. He's able to keep it under control there. Still got a battle going on here. Coming out of 1. Somebody locked their brakes up. I think that might have been Chris. Not too sure about that, but Chris Thornton is up to 15th now. Now he's got his eyes set on that tube machine of Clinton Seymour. This is pretty much the closest battle we have going on track right now. With Clinton, Chris, Hayden, and Alexander all here from 15th all the way to 17th. And you got Kyle Camper here in 18th. Not too far behind them guys. All within a second of each other here from 15th to 18th. Eli Innes is closing in on Leisure there for the second spot. He's using every inch of the track and some grass. He's going to take advantage of everything the track has to offer. He does not care, as he's got company there with the 79 of Connor Leach. Going to be able to make the pass there on him going down into turn number 6. And now Connor is going after that second spot of Leisure. They're all sitting here about 4.5 seconds, 5 seconds behind the leader of the 39 machine, Aiden Kirker, who's just running away with the show here so far tonight. But it's still early on. Anything can happen. We're only on lap 13 of 32. Still a long way to go for these guys here. Compared to other races, it might seem short. When it comes to road courses, it takes, anywhere from minute 15, minute 20 seconds to complete a lap, depending on where they're at in the center of the run. So as Aiden, his last lap was a 1:14.473, so probably by the end of the race, he'll probably be right around 1:16, 1:15, 1:16. Depending on how abusive he is with the tires, locking him up. He's just still in that second spot. Looks like they were able to get a little bit of space there between Connor and Eli now. Get a little on board here with Eli, getting out turn number 7, almost hitting that wall, trying to get every inch of the track. Anthony Colatuano is here in 13th spot. He's right where I would like to be. Nobody in front, nobody behind me, but I can still see the guy in front of me. That's the key, being able to see the guy in front. Let's go ahead and let's do a cockpit here with Anthony real quick. Going down the front straight, going down in the turn 1 there. You see how early he gets on the brakes, because that downhill is deceiving. It seems like he can go so much further. He's getting around the 72 there of James Rader, who is sitting in 23rd, a lap down. Jake Baker is the first driver a lap down, sitting in 21st. Back to the TV cam there for everybody. And it looks like Chris Thornton, no name Chris Thornton, Caden Henry Oaks here is the closest battle on track currently. Got Jake Baker coming up on the 93 Richard Kirker, who is now the first driver a lap down. Oh, no front end. Jake Baker looking like a modified car out here at Watkins Glen. Gonna go ahead and get around Richard Kirker. One thing he ain't got to worry about, not getting enough air to that radiator. As Chris Lilly is able to get around Jason Semedo, that would be for the 9th spot. Semedo is down to 10th now in the Busch Light 43 machine. Get back here to Josh Duke in that John Deere machine. Ain't doing no virtual mowing that John Deere machine yet. But it's still early on as Aiden Kirker is coming down pit road, making his pit stop here. We're about halfway through the race here this evening. So I would expect that Aiden Leisure. Didn't want to hit that, but I hit the wrong button, folks. You got Aiden Kirker, Sean Leisure, and Jared Rashawn all making their pit stops. I'll put Connor Leach up into the top spot now, with Eli Innes here in second, trying to fight his way around some lap traffic. And then Jason Gallagher right on Eli's heels here in third. Trying to get around the lap traffic as well. The 17 of Jake Baker. Walker Thomas is in fourth. Lima Carlson rounding out the top 5. As Kyle Camper is now coming down pit road. He is sitting in 18th spot. Coming down, making his pit stop. Alexander Meters also coming down pit road and making his pit stop. As well as Jason Gallagher. He's sitting in third. He's coming down pit road. Lima Carlson's coming down pit road. As well as Walker Thomas. Jason Semedo coming down pit road in that 43 machine. So Connor Leach has still yet to make his pit stop. The Canadian Connor. So I would expect him to be coming down here relatively soon. Eli Innes right behind him. I expect him to be coming down as well. Chris Lilly here in third. He is about 20 seconds behind the leader. We'll see here if these two come down this time by. As yes, it looks like Connor Leach is coming down pit road. Eli is going to elect to stay out. Go ahead and get out here and lead himself a lap. Go ahead and grab a bonus point here. All points matter, especially with the playoffs that they have this season. Every point counts. So Eli should be, I would expect, coming down next time around. And Chris Lilly, I think he's doing the same thing, trying to stay out here and lead himself a lap before he comes down and makes his scheduled pit stop. As Aiden Kirker, once those two make their pit stop, will take over the lead. And right back here, right behind Aiden Kirker, is the 69 of Leisure. He is roughly 5 seconds behind Aiden Kirker. As we go ahead real quick, pull up the compare tab. Just a little over 5 seconds ahead of Leisure is Aiden Kirker. So Eli did not come down pit road. He's going to elect to lead himself one lap and go ahead and go for one more. So we'll see here what Chris Lilly does. And he's going to go ahead and stay out as well. clear here. Oh, they're getting off track. They're going above the rumble strips, I think. Or, yeah, he's taking a bypass route there in turn 6. And then, oh no, straight into the fence there. I think that would end Alexander's night. He's got engine smoke pouring out of the cockpit, it looks like. So his right front is shot. See here, Eli's going to stay out another lap and lead his second lap. Well, we'll see here. We're on lap 19, lap 20 now, I should say, of 32. He can't stay out another. No, he can't. Ain't no way he can. As Leisure's been able to trim into the lead a little bit over Aiden Kirker, as now it's down to just under 5 seconds. As Connor Leach has just laid down the fastest lap of the race with a 1:12.889. We'll see if Aiden's going to be able to bring that lead back up. I would expect so. As you can see now, it's already over 5 seconds once again. We should see Eli not pit this time. Per usual, Eli is just going to stay out here until he runs the tank dry. And Chris Lilly, let's see what Lilly does. He's not going to come down either. He's going to try to be invincible with that 53 machine tonight. But he's got to watch. He's got Aiden Kirker coming up on him pretty quickly. Richard Kirker and Kyle Camper battling their lap down as Kyle lost it going into turn number 1, and that's what can happen. One of the toughest turns here at Watkins Glen, going downhill and braking all at the same time. Costello here in 20th spot, battling Jake Baker. Last car on the lead lap is sitting in 16th spot right now in the OnlyFans 41 machine, Caden Henry Oaks. Right now, been out here 21 laps, going on lap 22, Eli Innes. Let's see here. Who wants to take bets on when Eli comes down pit road? What lap number? It's got to come soon. He can't continue to stay out here. I don't think so. As Connor Leach is coming up on the 4th place car of Leisure. Go ahead and pull that up there. About 1.5 gap between 4th and 5th spot right now. We'll see if these guys can catch Aiden Kirker. Aiden, so far tonight, he's been a man on a mission. He wants to grab that win that's been eluding him so far this season here. Season 5 in the Xfinity cars. He's had multiple second place finishes, but he has not been able to crack that top spot yet. We'll see here if he's going to be able to do it here this evening or not. Still got 10 laps to go here, as Eli Innes has still not come down pit road. Chris Lilly still not coming down pit road, but he's got Aiden Kirker all over his back bumper coming through the S's, as I call them, 2, 3, and 4. And looks like Aiden might have him here down the, what you would, I guess, call the back straightaway here at Watkins Glen. And going down through the inner loop. So Chris Lilly is now down to third, and still got about a 5.5 second gap to Leisure there in fourth. As Eli still not coming down pit road. He's going to go ahead and lead himself another lap here this evening. I don't know if he's waiting to see a caution or if he's just waiting to see how long he can push that Toyota till it runs out of fuel. I don't know. As Kyle Camper and Richard Kirker are battling once more. This is for 18th spot. They're both a lap down, but they're still battling for those points. Like I said earlier, every point matters. Especially getting down to the playoffs here in just a few weeks. And we'll see here. As he's coming out of the outer loop, going down into turn number 6, is Eli gonna pit this time, or is he gonna elect to stay out? He's got a 15.5 second lead over Aiden Kirker right now, and no, he's not coming down again. As you see, Chris Thornton there got really loose there in 7, coming out of 7, I should say. Was able to save it for the most part, just brushed the wall briefly. As James Rader had a moment, let's go ahead and see what happened to Rader. Going down to turn number 1, and I think it's just a matter of, getting in too hot, got loose, and had to lock him up there. Ooh, and Clinton Seymour got into the side of him. Didn't look like anything too bad for either one involved there. Clinton's going down a lap. That will put 14 cars on the lead lap now is Eli. He's doing some virtual mowing there on the inside of the outer loop. And now going into 6 once more. We'll see here. Is he going to come down? Looks like he's really getting this, a loose handling race car here. Doing more left turns than rights. Ooh. Now he's dirting it. Dirting, drifting. We are down to 6 laps to go. Oh, 7 laps to go. I can't do my math halfway right tonight. 2 lead changes so far. I expect there to be 3 lead changes. Because at some point, I don't think Eli can keep this car out here on the track. I don't know, though. Ooh, he really cut the inner loop there. See if or when iRacing will deem that to be cutting the course, because that was awfully close. But everything seems to be good now with Eli. We'll see here. Coming up on Darrell, who is sitting in 23rd spot. 2 laps down. You can see Eli really turning that car left to keep it to go straight through the turn. And Aiden Kirker here, try to pull up the compare time here. He is just under 13 seconds behind our leader, Eli, who is looking to, I don't know, I'm just going to say lead the rest of the race. didn't think that they would be able to make it the entire length of the race, 125 miles. Well, I guess that isn't too far. They do run 100% fuel, so I think he is all right on fuel. It's the tires that are, well, if you just watch his right side here, coming out of turn number 7 here, well, first you gotta get through 6, and then coming up into 7, you'll see him turn right, and then he'll really hold it to the left. Really hooks that wheel to the left, just so it doesn't spin out on him. So I don't know. Well, it's going to be interesting here if Eli can go ahead and keep that car. And oh, 75, Chris Thornton just air-mailed it into 1. Go ahead and see replay of that. As Chris sends it into 1 and got on the rumble strips, and it just, car did not like that one bit and shot him into the tire barrier in 1. That will end Thornton's night here this evening. No-name Chris Thornton is sitting on pit road and getting his required repairs. Well, first you got to get the tow completed, and then get those required repairs done, which is not going to happen in time. We got a cluster right here with got Leisure, Lilly, Connor, Leach, and Jason Gallagher from 3rd all the way to 6th spot, with a lap car in the mix. That is the 41 OnlyFans machine of Caden Henry Oaks. As Eli's down to 4 more laps to go here. And I don't want to say it yet, but Aiden Kirker looks like if Eli does not pit and keeps the car straight, it looks like Aiden Kirker is going to be once again the outside man looking in for that top spot. He's down to about 9.5 seconds behind Eli, but he just doesn't have the laps, I don't think, pending Eli doing something majorly wrong with the car. I just don't see it, as you just see Kirker there coming out of the outer loop there as Eli was going into turn 6. Eli's really working that wheel though. So we'll see here, coming down to 3 more laps to go here for Eli. Can he keep that car together? Looks like every turn, every braking zone, he is on the border of losing the rear of that Toyota. But so far, knock on wood for Eli, he's been able to keep it straight. He's had a few hiccups, but nothing that has cost him, dearly so far. We get back here to 8th spot with Walker Thomas. He's trying to get that 27 machine of Jared Rashawn. Not able to do it, as they got lap traffic to deal with there. The 41 OnlyFans machine. Trying to get around him as he got loose there going through the S's. Back up here to 4th spot with Connor Leach, as it looks like that battle has tamed down quite a bit. It was a battle of about 4 cars there with Leisure, Connor, Chris Lilly, and Jason Gallagher. But now it has tamed down as Eli's got 2 more laps to go here. Can he complete those 2 laps? Aiden was able to trim 2 seconds off that lap, but he's going to need some big chunks out of that lead here if Aiden wants to have any shot from the looks of it here this evening. And thank you all for tuning in once again. As always, up here in the booth, for those that don't know, if you're just tuning in, Dennis Ansman up here in the booth for Extreme Racing TV, putting on the ISRL Iceman Sim Racing League here, Season 5, Race 11 at Watkins Glen for the ICEMANS Desgins 125. Before the race is over, if you have not yet already, make sure you go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. That way you go ahead and get informed anytime Extreme Racing TV goes live. But Eli Ennis is down to the final lap here tonight. He is looking to win this race without making a pit stop. Is he going to be able to do it? He's down to 6 more turns. Well, it'll be 5 now. Actually, more than that if you count the inner loop and the outer loop. They don't count those as turns, but in my eyes, they are turns, so it should be actually 9 total turns. No, 10. But they only count Watkins Glen as 7 now. We'll see here as he's getting out of the outer loop here. He looks good there. So he's only got 2 more turns here, and he's got a lap car there, the 17 of Jake Baker. I don't think Jake's going to make a deal of this at all. Coming out of turn number 6, everything looks good. Going down in the 7 for the last time. He's sideways, he's sideways. He's able to keep it off the wall down the front straightaway. Your race winner here this evening. That one machine put it in P1, Eli Ennis. Congratulations, Eli, on the victory here. Aiden Kirker finishing second, just 3 seconds behind Eli. And rounding out the top 3, Sean Leisure. That is your podium here for this evening. Connor Leach finishing 4th, and Chris Lilly grabbing a top 5 here this evening with a little help from the 58 of Jason Gallagher there at the end of the race. But congratulations goes to that one machine of Eli Ennis. See here if he'll burn it down here this evening or if he'll just take the slow stroll. As they're going to come up to Eli and give him some congratulations there. Just going to go ahead and skip the inner loop. Clinton there, giving a little tap there in the back bumper, congratulating him on the victory here this evening. Looks like they're trying to form the Flying V. Days of, what was that movie? The Mighty Ducks. Connor's going to come up and give him a little tap before he makes his entrance to pit road. And go ahead, Eli, and burn it down here this evening. You earned it. And that Roblox #1 Toyota Supra. You're going to go ahead and eat some grass up while he's at it, too. Well, congratulations, Eli. We're going to go ahead. We're going to step away here real quick. Get the top 3 up here. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. All right, folks, welcome back. I have found the top three, and we're going to go ahead and go from third up to P1. So, up first in P3 would be that number 67 machine of Sean Leisure. So, let's go ahead and get Leisure up here in the broadcast booth if I can find him in the waiting room. There he is. All right, Leisure. Well, go ahead and talk about your race here tonight at Watkins Glen. Weren't able to lead a lap here, but finish the top five. Pretty sure you're happy with that and take that as a victory.
Yeah, especially with the last couple weeks, they've been a little rough. So I'll definitely take a podium finish. But it was a race that I felt like I had speed to keep up with at least Aiden and Eli, but I just bad luck all the way around, just in terms of navigating lap cars and whatnot. I just catch them in inopportune moments. So can't control that. But I mean, it was a good race. Somehow kept my third because Leach was breathing down my neck. It was stressing me out a little bit, but it was a fun time.
Yeah, it looked like it was fun out there on the track. Personally, I'm glad I wasn't out there. I don't like road courses. For some reason, me and road courses have a love-hate relationship. I love to hate them. But yeah, you talked about, running in those lap cars. Sometimes it just wasn't at the opportune time to make a move. And, that's something you really got to watch here with the road courses. Making the moves at the right time, whether they're, a lap down car or somebody that you're battling for position. It's something that, a lot of drivers forget about and don't realize that until you're at a track like this. And, something can happen that can ruin your race. So, sometimes you got to fight three conditions: the track, the car, and the lap cars. But moving on from Watkins Glen, next week we go back oval racing to Kansas for the Quick Trip 150. Go ahead and talk about what you're looking forward to next week at Kansas.
Yeah, Kansas is not a track that I have too much experience at. I've ran very few races there. I can't even remember the last time I ran one. So I think it's just going to be a nothing burger for me. Hopefully, just get a top 10 and move on from that to Bristol, where I think I'll be pretty good there. So just ready to get the playoffs started, though. They're right around the corner. I think we're in a pretty good spot to make it through.
Yeah, looks like you're sitting, I think, third or fourth when I looked at the points here this evening. But yeah, I mean, like you said, you're sitting pretty good in points, regardless of where you're at right now. Oh, second. It just came on the ticker. So yeah, you're sitting really good in points with 2 wins. So, I mean, Kansas is a lot like, I like to say Vegas in a way, but it's not like Vegas. It's kind of unique in its own way, but it reminds me of Vegas. So, if that helps you any going into next week.
Yeah.
But before we go ahead and let you go, Leisure, and celebrate your P3 finish here, any final thoughts, shout outs you want to give before we go ahead and let you go and celebrate your P3?
Honestly, as always, I like to thank the guys that put on this deal. It's a great group of guys, and of course, next week will be like any week. We'll have good racing, good finish. Seems like every finish we've had this year has been exciting in some sort of fashion, and of course, all the real life guys that support me and all my real life sponsors: Diamond Pools, KP Customs, LD Transportation, uh, Wild Child Race Cars, Iceman Designs, everyone who's on the car in real life, and of course, all my friends who come listen to me bitch in every race, every race we run, because I get frustrated at some point in every single one of them. So, but that's always a good time running with these guys. If there's a league, if there's anyone watching, if there's a league you want to run with good people, that's honestly just down to earth. This is the one you need right here.
Yes, indeed. And it seems like a very, very good group of people that this league has assembled together, and definitely, proud to showcase this league each and every Tuesday night for what you guys do out here on the track. It's definitely a lot of work, and be able to keep it clean pretty much every Tuesday night says something about everybody out here in the league. So kudos to everybody, and congratulations once again, Leisure, on your third place finish here this evening. And until next Tuesday night, enjoy this one, and we'll see you at Kansas.
Yes, sir. Hope to talk to you next week too. That'd be the plan.
Yeah, hopefully you get a P1. Get your third
That's
get your third
it's been
win.
a little bit.
Yeah.
It's been a little bit. So was real hot in its first two races, and I haven't done nothing since. So we'll see.
All right, Leisure. Well, enjoy this one. We'll see you Tuesday night.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. That'll take care of Leisure. Let's go ahead and get down our second place finisher here this evening. He probably he's probably getting sick of this second place interviews here, but we're gonna go ahead and pull up that 39 machine of Aiden Kirker. Well, Aiden, just seems like you just can't crack the bubble there to get your first victory of the season here. But another second place finish here, another good points nights for you. Go ahead and talk about your race here tonight at Watkins Glen.
I felt like we had the best car tonight. Just wasn't meant to be, I guess.
Yeah, Eli pulled a rabbit out of the hat here tonight, and he was the only car not to make a pit stop here. Do you think that was something that he just practiced, or do you just go luck of the draw?
So I actually just talked with him. I guess Daryl said that you can make it on fuel. I knew you probably could stretch it, but I thought you would lose too much time to do it. But I was proven wrong. So yeah, Daryl told him that he could make it. So he said, "Hey, if I just follow the leader, then I'm the best I finish is second." So yeah, I think he just he did a good strategy. He went for the win. I didn't really want to try that. I knew it was a possibility, but I felt like the pitting strategy would end up better. But I was wrong. Kind of kicking myself for that because these races they're ticking down, and there isn't one in the win column for the 39, and there's the chances are getting significantly slimmer here. So yeah, this one's gonna sting for a little bit.
Yes, it is, and especially knowing that you were able to trim off almost 6 seconds on that last lap, uh, and not, if you had one more lap, I think you would have been able to catch Eli and get around him for the win. So that, just having that in the back of your head's even more of a kicker. But next week move over to Kansas for the Quick Trip 150. Good place for you to go ahead and rebound. Go ahead and talk about what you're looking forward to next Tuesday night at Kansas.
Kansas is a fun track. I like the aspect of it that typically the line moves out to the wall. I know in the Gen 4 race last season that kind of played to my strength. That was another race that we dominated and then finished second last season. It happens a lot. I feel like.
Yeah, it happens. If I kept a tally of how much it happened, it'd probably be insane.
Yeah, I think everyone knows that I'm a big stat guy here. I like keeping stats, so I'm sure that stat will pop up in the Discord soon. But it should be a fun race. The mile and a halves this season have been pretty good with Atlanta and Miami. I don't know if the 39 is going to park in a victory lane. This is one of the few races I'm kind of hoping for someone else. Hopefully Chase can get it at his home track, but I'm really setting my eyes down the road to like a Richmond or Indy to make it possible for us to win. But we'll see. Kansas has always been a strong track for me, so we could pull something out of the hat and win.
Yeah, you got well, actually, I'm looking at the schedule right now. You got 2 races left to make it. Kansas and Bristol before the playoffs start. So, I mean, I know you're sitting pretty good in the points, so I don't think you have to worry about that too much to get the Eliminator 12. But when it comes down to that Contender 8, that's where you got to really get on it. But, still got a couple races here before the playoffs start, so you still got time for that. But before we go ahead and let you go, and you're probably going to work on the stat line here after we go ahead and let you go. But any final thoughts, shout outs you want to give before we let you go celebrate your second place finish here for I think the 4th time this season?
Oh my God, is it really that many? Oh Lord. I just want to thank everyone for showing up tonight. I want to thank you for broadcasting as always. You do a phenomenal job. I want to thank the admins or the owners now. We don't call them admins anymore. The owners for all the work they put in here to help me with this place. And want to give a shout out to Eli. He's been around since the beginning. He actually won the second race here. Time comes full circle because season 1 he had a Watkins Glen race won, and I out strategized him and beat him. So it's funny how that works. But good for him to get it back. Happy for him. He's one of the guys that I like to see do good. So congrats to him, and hopefully I wanted to say this week it was going to be the week I show everyone I can still kick their asses, but I kicked their asses and still didn't win. So that's kind of the story of my life, I guess. So maybe we'll do that again next week.
Yeah, maybe next week. But hey, you still gave it a shot, and you almost had it there. You just needed, I think honestly, if you had the extra lap, you'd be able to get him. But it's all about those what ifs, and that's pretty much sometimes how it rolls.
If it was a game of what ifs, I'd be a 5-time champion.
Well, wouldn't we all?
Yeah, right.
Well, Aiden, go ahead, and I know it's going to be bittersweet for you, but try to enjoy this second place finish here tonight. I mean, all in all, very good points night for you. So enjoy this one, and we'll see you Tuesday night at Kansas.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, that will take us down to the race winner here this evening. And that would be that number 1 machine finishing in P1, Eli Ennis. So let's go ahead and pull Eli up into the broadcast booth. Well, Eli, you played the game of strategy, and you were able to do it. I honestly did not think you were going to be able to make it on fuel. Go ahead and talk about your race here tonight. How was it for you?
I honestly have no words right now because 4 seasons ago, Aiden and I were in the same position, battling really closely at the same track, and I lost my chance at going for a win because I sped on pit road. So it's kind of bittersweet to get redemption here just by not pitting at all, not having that chance to speed on pit road. But the 2nd through 5th were all kind of running the same exact pace, so it was kind of not a hugely spread out train, but it was a decent train enough to where we each were having trouble passing each other. And I thought I had a chance at passing for 2nd in the bus stop, and because there was a lapped car there, I couldn't pass him, and I ended up getting a slowdown because of it. So at that point, I was like, oh, wait, I think I just lost my chance at a podium because we all were just traveling at the same pace. We couldn't make moves. And then I saw that people were starting to pit, and I remembered that we started with like 31 laps of fuel, and I was like, oh, wait, maybe I can make it on fuel. So I just started saving, not through every lap. It was kind of off and on, like every 3 laps I'd save, and then I'd go off for a little bit, and then another 3 laps I'd save. And it got to the point where I was lifting as early as the start finish line for some of those laps. And once I saw that I had about a lap of fuel to the good with like 4 laps remaining, I knew at that point it was time to go, because he was catching me by about 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds a lap at the points.
Yeah, that's crazy that you were saving that much fuel just to go ahead and make it to the end of the race. But props to you for being able to pull it off here. Not only with the strategy, but not losing the car and spinning out as we saw several drivers do here tonight, which is known to happen here at road courses. Is just one of those things that I know all too well can easily bite you in the butt. Just one little mistake can cost you your race, and like you alluded to with the slow down penalty, you thought possibly that could have been your night shot, but here you are sitting in the top spot here with strategy and being able to work around that slowdown penalty and everything. Transitioning next Tuesday night, go from big road course here at Watkins Glen to a mile and a half at Kansas for the Quick Trip 150. Go ahead and talk about, what you're looking forward to next Tuesday night at Kansas.
Well, honestly, I love racing at Kansas because there's so much risk with running up against a wall lap after lap. It becomes a thriller almost every single lap. So what I'm thinking is just to have another good top 10 run and keep the car clean enough, and hopefully even around the wall a bunch as well, and hopefully just exit Kansas with a really good top 10.
Yeah, for sure. And, strategy might come into factor as well. You never know what can happen. Well, Eli, before we go ahead and let you go and celebrate this awesome victory here this evening at Watkins Glen with the way you were able to work that strategy and everything, any final thoughts, shout-outs you want to give before we go ahead and let you go?
I actually want to give a shout out to the entire top 5, Aiden, Sean, Connor, and Jason, because it was such a good race until everybody pitted, and we were all racing each other fairly. We didn't hit each other. We didn't spin each other. It was just a bunch of really good, fair racing for about 16 laps. And I want to give a special thanks to Aiden because there's this strategy that he told me about entering turn 1 where you do a later downshift into third and then a quick downshift into second to get the car slowed down much better. I don't think, if he didn't tell me that, I don't think I would have stayed with them for even 3 laps. I don't even think I would have had a chance at a win. So I want to give a really special thanks to Aiden, and I want to give a shout out to my swim teammates who finally get to hear that I won a race. So now I get to brag about that for a bit.
All right, Eli. Well, sometimes the student passes the teacher, and tonight, I guess we could say that Eli was the student and Aiden was the teacher, and the student surpassed the teacher when it comes to the teachings here at Watkins Glen. So, congratulations, Eli, on grabbing the victory here at Watkins Glen. Until next Tuesday night at Kansas, enjoy this one, and we'll see you out on track next Tuesday.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, folks, that will complete the interviews here this evening. So let's go ahead and get that driver bar out of here. Let's get down to the final results here for the Iceman Design 125 here at Watkins Glen. Eli in the one machine finishing first. Congratulations once again, Eli, on the victory here this evening. Aiden Kirker in the 39 finishing second. Sean Leisure, 67 machine, finishing third. Connor Leach in the 79 finishing fourth. Chris Lilly in the 53 finishing fifth. Finishing sixth here this evening in the 58 machine, Jason Gallagher. Finishing seventh, the 27 of Jared Rashawn. Finishing eighth, Walker Thomas in the 12 machine. Lima Carlson in the 01 finishing ninth. And Connor Trafari in the 9 machine rounding out the top 10. Finishing 11th here, we have Zach Lindgren in the 85 machine. Finishing 12th, Jason Semedo in the 43. Josh Duke finishing 13th in the 32. Anthony Colatuano finishing 14th in the 98. Clinton Seymour finishing 15th in the 2. Caden Henry Oakes finishing 16th in the 41. Chase Paquette finishing 17th in that 10 machine. And Joseph Costello finishing 18th in the 60. Kyle Camper in the 91 finishing 19th. And rounding out the top 20, Jake Baker in that 17 machine 21st, Richard Kirker in the 93. Daryl Arnold finishing 22nd in the 6. Alexander Meter, 23rd, finishing 23rd, I should say, in the 45. James Rader in the 72, finishing 24th. Chris Thornton in the 75, finishing 25th. Back in 26th, we have the 4 of Cody Tabor. 27th, the 22 of Paul Reckley. 28th, the 05 of Brad D. Peters. 29th, the 23 of Charlie Bayer. And rounding out the top 30, Michael Corbin in the 26th. And then Matthew Dutcher finishing 31st in the 5 machine. Well, folks, that will take care of race number 11 here for the 5th season of the ISRL, Iceman Sim Racing League, here on iRacing. Till tomorrow night. The CART, the Crown Athletics Racing Tour, hits the virtual Las Vegas track. Make sure you tune in tomorrow night, starting at 8:20 Eastern, 7:20 Central. So tomorrow night, folks, take care of yourselves and each other and have a good night.